adjusted there for this men's high jump. Tamberi, who shared the gold medal in Tokyo, the Italian world indoor champion in 2016, attempting 2:24 here. He came in at 2:16, popped over that in 2:20, no trouble. 2:24 now. Easy to forget that he's actually a European champion in 2016. He has a world title for those world indoors in Portland 2016, and now an Olympic title. So European, world and Olympic gold this man has. He's due enormous respect, and that's how he does it. Gives it a tickle with his feet as he goes over, but he's just oozes charisma. He's fabulous for the sport, for the discipline, loves his jumping. Steve, I watched the tape this morning again of the moment when he and Bahamas had a little chat in Tokyo, discussed with an official whether or not they could just stop and share the gold medal, and the realization and his celebration was spectacular footage. If you can, go and search for it if you haven't seen it. 2:24 first. Well, it's going well for Tamberi so far. 3 attempts and 3 clearances, up to and including 2:24. Now, 2:27 first time, well within the compass of this man. He enjoys himself, he really loves his sport. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Great technician. Pops over that without any trouble to Tamberi. And his season's best 2:37, still 10 centimetres away.
Quick one for you, Tim. 5 gold medals for Italy at the Olympics.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a quiz. Why didn't you go away and think about it? But it's just incredible, though. I mean,
oh, I see. I thought you were going to ask me to name them all.
Well, you can if you want to. Obviously, Tamberi, Jacobs, who sadly wasn't in the 100, but the Italians, great to see Italy. I mean, Tamberi's been kind of on his own a little bit, all of us.
On his best this year.
We're talking moving up. Protsenko having to have a second attempt here when the bar moved to 2:27. We saw Tamberi go nicely clear. First time clearances for him all the way through, but he's the only one managing to do that. So Protsenko, part of the elusive 240 club, and nicely over second attempt, that's better. 33-year-old just getting it right after a small adjustment, I'm sure. Again, there's 6 men in this. Donald Thomas, the only one who's been struggling so far, although, as I said, others needing more than one attempt at this one. So Protsenko, the first of those to advance with Tamberi.
So, next to go. Oh, that's not bad at all. Nedasekau. That's a lovely jump. The Tokyo bronze medalist. On his day, he's superb, this lad. He is the world number 2 this year with 2:37. Perfect up to 2:24. Took a couple attempts at 2:27 to go clear.
Django Lovett, 3rd attempt at 2:27. The first two have to do for 3 attempts. Brilliantly named Django. Oh, that is a lovely jump. You know, he only qualified, I think, with his final jump to win the Canadian Championships, got the Olympic mark, went the Olympics, did another great performance there. Really has improved this season and enjoying being part of this Diamond League circuit as well. 8th in the Olympics, made the final, and he advances here with a 3rd attempt. A very nice clearance at 2:27. I've learned now, because I've had to because of his name, and I read a couple of times I forgot Django Reinhardt. I can quote it now. That's who he's named after. Great jazz guitarist that you and I don't know anything about.
I think I heard you say that a few Diamond Leagues back, but I've forgotten it completely. Ivanyuk then. Now, for the authorised neutral athlete, that is beautiful. Lots of energy, lots of bound, really flips those legs over his head, doesn't he? Only 9th in Tokyo, the World Championship bronze medalist. And that a pressure jump from him too. He's one of that group who jumped 2:37 this year. 4 athletes share the highest jump in the world in 2021 with that mark. A little bit relieved, I think. Now refocus. Millimetre perfect. It still astonishes me every time I see it, how wonderful these men and women are who momentarily absolutely fly. There it is. Battle's on. Reset. Ilya's yet 2:30 now. This is where things begin to get perhaps a little bit more serious. 2:30 and upwards. Has the lead. Perfect card so far for the 29-year-old. Lots of speed, lots of drive. Oh, that's big. Oh, that's lovely from Tamberi. He really is hitting the sweet spot, isn't he? He's enjoying this. A nod to the world of commerce that these athletes have to be aware of. There's nothing naive about being a top track and field athlete nowadays when you're trying to eke out a living. Tamberi goes clear. First time at 2:30, so important. And nobody else has gone clear first time. And the other 5 men left in the contest.
Well, these high jumpers had to wait a little bit because they're jumping between the hurdles, had to be put out, and then the race is held. And we've still got plenty of interest at the bar at 2:30. You saw Tamberi clear it nicely first time. Not so for Protsenko. This is 3rd attempt. Protsenko 2:30. Oh, he gets it this time. Much better. Joins Tamberi. Tamberi leading, of course, because he's had no failures so far. The Olympic champion, or joint. Do we have to call him the joint Olympic champion? I guess we do. Tamberi has got control of this at the moment, but when the others go clear, it just puts that pressure on a little bit. So Protsenko stays involved. Ivanyuk still involved. Nedasekau still in this.
Ivanyuk going clear as well at the 3rd time of asking. He did it at 2:27. He's done it at 2:30. Oh. He looks the shorter of these jumpers, but he's a beautifully rhythmic jumper. Very powerful. And we have 3 men still in it at 2:30. Competitions, knowing them, they can always seek them out.
Well, Tamberi has been orchestrating this crowd on the bottom bend. This used to be where there were no seats, actually. There used to be a standing area here, and it was like a football crowd. And they're doing their best to emulate that. Carsten Warholm joining in behind him as well. Second attempt at 2:32. Nobody clear yet at this height. 3 men still in it up to this height. Ah, there you go. There you go, he says. The joint Olympic champion gets a hug from Carsten. And then goes and asks for a little more applause, please. He loves the crowd. Here we go. Love it. Absolutely love it. And, well, he's somebody, of course, who all crowds and athletics around the world have got to know, partly because of his looks, but then you can do that, you know, shaving off his beard and all the rest of it. But when you're as good as he is, you can do that sort of thing. That high jump competition, when he got up to 2:37 in Tokyo, and of course that was similar to what happened with him and Nedasekau in the indoor season, wasn't it? The same height, 2:37, when they ended up having a jump off. What a long year it's been for...
Now, 2:32, second time clearance, has given him the win. Oh, no. And that was close. That was pretty close. And he knows it's there. Meeting record, incidentally, in the men's high jump is 2:40 by Charles Austin. Remember him back in 1991.
Here's the meet director's dilemma. They've overrun on time, but they've got Tamberi at one end in the high jump, still only man left, wanting to go higher. And then you've got Duplantis at the other end, perhaps going for a world record. Stay with us, folks, if you can. It's not over yet. It was a tall ask to fit everything into these 3 hours, all of these events. 9 field events, 16 track events. We've had a fantastic night, but there could yet be more drama to come. Waiting for the parade of the champions, that's Thomas Montler, who won the long jump last night in the city centre event.
But Steve, they can't have the parade of the champions. Well, he's got his trophy, that's secured, so I guess he is a champion, but he still wants to carry on competing and enjoy his time in the spotlight and maybe get this 234 height. You know, it's not a dilemma really for meeting director. He's got to let Mondo Duplantis go for that world record. And the 2 vertical jumps, dominating proceedings, delaying proceedings, as you say, to some of the organisers. Frustrating situation, but for the crowd here have paid their money and are lapping up this absolute feast of athletics. It's a delight. Second time, 234 for the wonderfully gifted Italian Tamberi. Oh, he delivers yet again. Yet again, Tamberi produces when it's required. He feeds on that adrenaline, he feeds on the crowd. 237 was the height that all 3 medalists in Tokyo cleared. 234 here tonight makes him the winner by 2 clear heights from Protsenko and Ivanyuk, the Ukrainian and the Russian respectively. What a showman he is. Nilima Rojas enjoying it as well, waiting patiently to be given her trophy out in the middle of the arena. That is a lovely jump. To stay focused, to retain that intensity of effort. In these circumstances where massive amount of stadium furniture and equipment has been moved around over the last half hour to get ready for the presentation ceremonies, the crowd are focused on him, focused on Duplantis as well. But he's feasted on it, Steve, hasn't he? That moment of him being the centre of attention and nobody else.
Well, I saw one of the officials sort of try to wander over to go, is that it? Are you going higher? Because obviously he could. I think the answer is obviously no. Thank you very much, that'll do. So all eyes will now move to the other end of the stadium. I can tell you that Duplantis is getting ready to attempt what would be an outright world record. I'm not sure what he was getting out of his bag here, Tamberi. Can you see, Tim?
His medal, his Olympic gold medal.
Oh, would you carry it to the arena? I've seen bags go missing in competitions and